right, host.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hey, everyone.
Hey, Gav.
Mikey, good to see you. Wolf,
See you.
Daniel, BJ,
Hello.
Lee.
Hey, Giff.
How's everyone's weekend? Dan, have you recovered from the baby virus?
Me?
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah, I'm alive and
All
well
good?
and kicking all over again.
How's your sleep? Are you getting any sleep?
Not really, no.
Oh, really?
I'm up at like 2 and 4 or 5 every day at the moment, but it's all right.
Yeah.
It's fine. Yeah.
You get
I
used to
managed to
it.
catch it up in the day at some point, normally about
Power
10
naps.
a.m. Yeah.
Little naps, yeah.
It works.
I'm sure Ganesha feels your pain.
He does.
Yeah. So like at least 3-4 times I wake up in the night.
Okay.
And every time I wake up 30 to 45 minutes is taken.
Yes. Yeah. Never quick.
All right. Adrian, good morning.
Morning.
Oh, Sam Harrison V2's here. What happened to V1? Is this the new and improved Sam?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I got a shot on Friday, so I'm feeling new and improved.
Right.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Oh, good morning.
Boris is here. Leo's here. We'll wait a couple more minutes. Adrian, are you in Denver or are you back home?
I'm in LA.
Okay.
Actually, before we start everything, I kind of need a direction as far as what this billboard design that we ordered a billboard, and just I've been going through some stuff with my graphic designer, but I'm just not stoked on any of it, and I think it's just a lack of overall clarity because I feel like the billboard should encapsulate everything, and we're doing so many different small things at East Denver, so it's very hard to like just say what this one thing is. There's so many different launches, and it's I'm not gonna lie, just having a little bit of a struggle trying to encapsulate it all in one billboard. And maybe it's just simple as just harmony. And
Why don't you do a few versions and get feedback from the community?
yeah, we could do that. Well, because some of the versions are they say a few things that maybe
Okay.
Right.
need to wait,
for the surprise.
Yeah. My recommendation is actually keep it simple. Like being able to say something as simple as create wealth and harmony. I feel like that's a good theme.
Yeah. Safe in this is probably better than going big on a surprise and then having it fall short.
Yeah. And also to be fair, while people will look up and see it, they're not going to spend a whole lot of time. So it's just simple and straightforward. It's like, it's your classic Apple billboards that are just like the outline of the Apple AirPod, right? And that was it. Just a black on red or whatever.
Right.
I don't know if we're quite there yet, but yeah.
Come on. We're recognizable. People know us.
Yeah.
I'm a very important person.
I guess if you guys have any things, you could just ping me on the side and just be like, hey, this might be a cool idea. Also, maybe we do a billboard about some of the big announcements and just concentrate on one of those big announcements. I'm just interested in your feedback because I'm the type of guy, when I have too many options, it starts to become overwhelming and I don't know which way to go. So sometimes limiting those options actually produces better content.
Might be worth exploring a couple of your ambitious ideas, but your fail-safe could be create wealth and harmony as your fail-safe.
Yeah.
I like that a lot still.
Everyone, just bear in mind this session is being recorded. So if you have any Awesome announcements that you want to keep secret until the event, keep that to yourself. But yes, I think we're just waiting for Peter. He's about to join, but we can probably get started. Who wants to go first? I guess since we're talking about East Denver, let's go. Sam and Matt.
Well, I can just finish with it.
Oh yeah, go for it, Adrian.
We locked down Temple. We have it. There's also a couple other projects are asking us to sponsor their events, and then we're also going to be looking for sponsors for our event. I think the focus is just having, if we do a sponsor for our event, that it's not taking away from the fact that it's our event, which is a huge thing. So I'm actually open to anyone out there who might know a sponsor that would fit perfect, because I don't know all the sponsors, and I'm sure some of you guys do. So once again, ping me on the side, or you can ping Matt as well if you have someone specific that just would be a really good fit. I think for us jumping on, I think we can jump on to pretty much anything. For people jumping on ours, I personally would like to have it really complement as opposed to compete. You know what I mean?
And to build off of that, on the 14th of February, we're going to be hosting a Women in Blockchain, an event, a big event to celebrate women in blockchain, really just to highlight some of the things they've accomplished and some of those who are coming into the space, and really just shining a light on that group. And so we're going to have some exciting partners. But to build off Adrian's point, if that is something that is near and dear to your heart and you would like to partner with us, ping me on the side, and we would love to have a big splash in that to that culture and really highlight a lot of amazing women in blockchain.
And that venue is almost locked down.
Should
the lady who I'm booking it with has been on an extended break, and I'm really hoping that she will be in the office tomorrow. But as of the last speaking to her, it is available, which is awesome. So
very cool. Okay, so everybody on the call, all of the core team members and our contributors, we encourage you to make sure that you are communicating with ESSA regarding your hotel accommodations, because we want to make sure that we have all that tied down. We have space for you. We want to make sure we have put your names against a bunch of things, but we need to make sure that everybody has confirmed when they'll be there, so we can make sure we have that all tied down. The other thing I want to say is also reach out to members of the ecosystem, right? So your DeFi Kingdoms, your Viper Swaps, your Mad NFTs, all of the various different projects that you know personally that are building on Harmony. We'd love to see them in Denver. Invite them to come on out. So then, feel free to talk to me, talk to Matt, talk to Essa and Nora about what we can do to help them. It's going to be big, and there's a lot of moving parts, and it's all coming together in a very chaotic fractal way, but it's also coming together. So Adrian doesn't sleep a lot these days because of it. Neither does Matt, neither does Essa or Nora or myself or George. So thank you all for all the work that you are putting into this. I thought I'd pause and just see what kind of questions you guys have. We want you there.
We have to book the ticket ourselves.
What's the current status on that, Adrian? Are we going through Anne, or are we letting people book their own?
It's really either or. I spoke to Anne last week about setting up a Google form for anyone that wants to just book through her, because she is a travel agent. She gets insane discounts for everything. It ends up being cheaper for Harmony as a whole when we use her. And she also gets paid from that as well.
Right.
You just get all the perks, you get all the upgrades, you get everything. Yep. So it's
I've known Anne for several years. She is a complete rock star.
Yeah. So Adrian, can you, excuse me, do you know if Anne has set up that Google form yet?
I pinged her this morning. She said, "Can I call you?" But when she calls me, it's like an hour.
All right. So. And then I would say throw it in is everybody in one? Should we throw it in mainnet for now? But we need to establish, put it in Harmony mainnet for now. But we do need to establish a Harmony Denver Telegram group.
I will say this also, like, for anyone, if you just want to book your own flight, there's nothing stopping you from booking your own flight. If you want the dates, it's basically the event starts on the 11th, so I would arrive on the 10th. If you want to help out and do things, you know, a day before, you can arrive on the 9th. Breckenridge, everyone will be leaving for Breckenridge on the 21st. If you don't want to go to Breckenridge, you can leave your flight on the 21st and go back home.
Right.
If you go to Breckenridge, it goes from the 21st to the 24th. I would book a late flight out of Denver on the 24th because it is about a 2-hour drive from Breckenridge to the airport. And we don't know if there's a storm. A lot of things could happen. So,
Right.
So I would just, you know, it's basically arrive on the 10th to get there on the 11th. You can leave on the 21st, or you can go to Breckenridge and leave on the 24th. Hopefully that clears it up. If you want to book your own flight, there's nothing stopping you from doing that and just invoicing Lee. So.
Anything tied down on Breckenridge? I think we're still in a little bit of the.
Yeah, we have the DoubleTree.
Okay.
So it's actually very close to the ski lifts, and they have conference rooms if we want to do an event. I still need to get an approval to throw an event there at like one of the restaurants, bars, whatever. I picked 2 of them that I thought was cool, and I'll keep those internal because I don't want other people stealing those ideas.
Kind of take them. Yeah.
But if we can get a yes for that, then we can do it. So
yeah, let's think a little bit later today. I have thoughts. So and then let's see, what else was I going to mention? Adrian, anything else? Breckenridge, Denver. I do remember 2 things. So I will be there as of the 8th because I need to make, like, I'll be venue scout, like making sure all the things are lined up with the venues, making sure we don't have any last minute disasters or just putting out fires. Also, if you guys do show up on the 11th, that's my birthday. So let's make sure that Matt throws me a big birthday party. Matt? Anyway.
One step ahead of you, Nora and I and Esther have been talking.
Okay, thank you. I was just joking, but I appreciate it. Anyway,
what's your favorite food?
McDonald's, of course. Who doesn't love McDonald's? I don't know. Anyway, go ahead.
All right. Anything else on Eat Denver that other folks need to know about? Maybe folks coming into Denver, about our events.
I mean, I said it in the chat. I'll just say it again. If you haven't bought snow boots, I would buy snow boots, or just like something warm and waterproof. I was in Denver and it sucked. Don't wear running shoes. Don't. Yeah.
And for important dates and events, where can people go to read about the details?
It should be harmony.1/Denver.
/Denver.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm double checking that right now, making sure everything's up to date on that. We have a slightly different one that we use for a lot of our planning that I talked about last week. But
all right. Yeah, Sam, if you could just make sure that's up to date so that when people see this video, they know where to go.
So we should, one thing, we should move the confirm things from the planning document to the public link.
Yeah,
that's what I was.
Exactly. There's a lot of stuff that's confirmed that hasn't been moved over yet.
Yeah.
Right.
So, we'll do.
Okay. Related to Denver, Lee, did you want to do a quick update on Project X?
Yes, Project X. One more thing for the whole team. So there are 3 things that we're going to be doing in Denver. One thing to note is this will probably be the only event that the entire team is going to outside of San Francisco that I can think of this year, right? Not everyone can go to Barcelona or any of the other, even East Kenya. So we're going to go all out on 3 verticals. One is hiring. There'll be tons of great engineers and builders. So hiring, we're going to give a what do they call it? Recruiting bonus or a referral fee for team members, recruiting, hiring. There's the second one is grants. So we'll be giving out grants, like not necessarily on the spot, but with a forum post, still following the same process But if you meet a team that you really like, just give them a grant before the end of ETH Denver. Have them write the forum post. We did this in Lisbon as well. Abi and a few other people probably remember that. Well, Adrian will remember that I was supposed to go to New York last minute, didn't go to New York, stayed in Lisbon, and just give out. It's probably going to be the highest concentration of projects. So for those grants, it'll really just be anybody on the core team can one-to-one talk to a team, work with them, help them write a proposal. It's a one-page. Everyone's seen a grant proposal on the forum now, so it can be done within that same day. But you can decide. And then the last one is investments. So we'll do teams of 3 people from the core team. So pick one other person and then either give Peter or me as your third multi-sig, and those 3 people can make investments into teams from ETH Denver. And there'll be some incentive for you to do that as well. So we're still finalizing some of the details, but those are the 3 hiring, grants, and investments that we just talk to everybody at ETH Denver. Let's get 1,000 more people building in our ecosystem by the end of the 2 weeks.
All right.
One final thing to add for ETH Denver is I'm going to bring on 10 paid contributors for the entire event that would like to help us out with some logistics on events, just running, having people connect to our ecosystem, helping people get connected to the team, kind of stationed throughout different events at the hotel and all these different places to kind of, be an extra reach for us. So if that is something that you're interested in, regardless of your skill set, but if you're just a hard worker, very organized and good people person, ping me on the side. I'd love to have you involved. So
Great. Thanks, Matt. Anything else on Denver before we move on to the next topic? Okay. I'm going to turn it over to Daniel while he finishes that sip. Daniel, do you want to give us a quick update on the incident last week and what we're going to be doing as next steps?
Sure. Definitely. Just a few things that I wanted to bring up about the recent outage that we experienced. First is acknowledging the team. Within 5 minutes of noticing there was an outage, it was all hands on deck. It was priority 1. And we can tell, you can tell on that call that we were not going to disconnect until this thing is fixed, whether that's in an hour or 2 hours or longer. So a number of us stayed up, team members stayed up throughout the night working to restore service. And I was, as someone who was on that call, just watching my colleagues work through this, it was pretty impressive to see how dedicated they were to fixing the problem. And speaking to dedication to fixing the problem, I also wanted to reach out to the validator node operators, the community moderators, the community members, really like everyone on our community channels who were helping us spread information out. There was words of encouragement. There was, disseminating information that we're putting out there, maybe reaching other channels that we weren't reaching. Like, it really showed that we came together as a community, as a team. And I think like through all of that and a couple of other things that I'm going to mention, we're coming out of this much stronger as a community, as a team, as an ecosystem. That out the way, I do want to mention that the postmortem is being written up. It's going to be published real soon. We're sifting through timeline notes, logs, findings, and other things to make sure that we include as much information as possible to share exactly what happened, when it happened, and so on. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, in addition to the postmortem, and this kind of ties into coming out of this stronger, I also want to mention that there's a lot of lessons learned here on community communication in internal processes, things that we're going to put out there for everyone to read, on what we're going to be doing as next steps. And so that's also going to be shared soon. Yeah, that's kind of
Great.
where we stand.
Thanks, Daniel.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's coming soon. Switching gears again, a few product updates. Who wants to give us updates? Ganesha, BTC
Yeah.
Bridge.
Yeah, we are working on like finalizing the Bitcoin Bridge Vault program. Mainly, I just wanted to go over this briefly, and also share with you guys for comments and any suggestions you may have. But briefly, this, as you guys know, Vault is a key component of the bridge that custodies user Bitcoin to enable issuing of wrapped Bitcoin. And we want external to many external community members to run Vaults. Just to give an example, InterBTC, that one of the Bitcoin bridge to Polkadot had around 28 Vaults. So we are aiming for around a similar number, so that the whole bridge is quite decentralized. So how to participate is probably going to be open permissionless participation, but we still want to collect the interest of the people. So we will be sending out a form, participation form. And there is also a guide on like how to run the vaults and so on. This program document also mentions how much collateral vaults need to run the vault. I give some examples here. For example, if a vault wants to issue, let's say half Bitcoin, wrapped Bitcoin, it needs to have a collateral around 200,000 one tokens, worth nearly like 68,000 US dollars. And another example would be if a vault wants to issue 10 Bitcoins, it needs to have around 2 million one tokens. So you guys can see that there's a lot of requirement of collateralization. So we want to heavily incentivize so that we can encourage a large number of participation. So the incentivization are going to be like twofold. One is we are going to provide them whatever the staking reward that they probably would get for the amount of one they collateralize. For example, in the above example, 200,001 at 9% APR would be like 18,000 annually or 1,500 per month. So this will be we'll be incentivizing them to cover this staking reward. So that's out of the way. They also can get another incentive via bridge fees. So this is subjected to how much volume and demand we'll have on the bridge, right? So but in general, all the issue or redeem transaction that happens on the bridge, there's a bridge fees of 0.5%, which is directly given out to vaults at the moment. So this is going. It can be substantial if there is enough volume. Just for the above example, if I just consider like one transaction, one issue transaction, it itself like can be $100, just over $100. But in reality, this happens a lot. Like people go back and forth. There will be many transactions, so vaults may end up accruing a large amount of fees. So this reward is already on top of what they receive as a staking reward incentive. So these two are the incentives we are currently have at the time of launch, but we also have some future plans where this can be further motivating, especially the governance part, where the vaults that provide service may also get airdropped with some kind of a governance token or bridge token in the near future. So based on how long they provide the service, this airdrop can be It can vary. So that's another motivation there. And the feature will add as a feature work would be staking. Like currently, only walls can participate, and all the amount of collateral only comes from the walls. But in future, there can be a staking mechanism. We want to build a staking mechanism where people can delegate as well and receive a portion of the walls incentive, like in terms of both staking reward incentive as well as fees that walls accrue can be given out to its delegates, similar to what we have in our staking mechanism. So how long should wall participation be? Initially, we'll probably go with the 3 months, 6 months, or 1 year. So longer the participation, their staking reward will be higher. But at least 3 months to begin with is necessary. That is going to be like this whole program. But for the team, I also put together some kind of numbers that we are expecting. This is still work in progress as small details, but we will finalize sometime today and start sending this program out tomorrow. We will be, let's say, whole bridge can lock around like 100 Bitcoin. This is a very small number, but it's still over close to $5 million US worth of TVL. And the minimum number of walls that at the time of the launch, we are targeting at least 10. Hopefully we'll have more. So average Bitcoin per wall, 10 Bitcoin, blah, 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 and some numbers there. So in terms of just a staking reward incentive, will be have to have around like at least $500 million or 500 million per year. This incentive program wall program will cost us at least $500 million. Sorry, $500,000, which is 500,000. Sorry, my bad, not 500 million, 500,000. 500 million is like huge. But we are okay to even like if you see there are more walls like 20, 25 that we will be nice to have. Still be around like 1 million, so which is reasonable, and it's aligned with some of our larger incentivized programs. So this should be okay. But we also want to structure the walls staking reward incentive APR around like how long they participate. For example, if the longer participation will give them higher APR and shorter participation less, but it's still first few walls will have additional benefits as well. So this is still like we have to finalize some more numbers here, but just we want to make it more and more attractive for longer. 1 year of walls participating for a year is a good for the decentralization and good for the bridge overall. We don't want to target beyond 1 year. At least to begin, 1 year is a good period. Just like whether for all the other, team members, if you guys have some suggestions, feel free to share. To give some more context, currently Horizon Bridge locks around 1700 WBTC, which is 75 million. This is like a kind of like higher target. You can see we want to reach eventually. So depending on this, if you have some more suggestions on like how we can improve, make it more and more attractive, welcome. But we probably only have today and possibly like mid of tomorrow if you guys want to relay your suggestions. So I will share this right away in the team, probably team channels. I think that's all. Any questions? Meanwhile.
Yeah, Ganesha. So we're launching this week.
No.
No.
You mean the program, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because as far as like external partners, we're don't have that yet, but I am talking to a couple now, and one of them could drive a lot of volume because they may want to start accumulating one BTC in their treasury.
Mhm.
And so maybe we'll just talk offline.
I've got a
Sure,
breakout group
okay.
for one BTC.
That'd be great. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, just so you have a sense, this one project, they started accumulating CVX, convex tokens for the CRV kind of ecosystem, and they accumulated like 1% of all CVX within a week.
Mhm.
And so like if we work with these guys, they could accumulate a ton of one BTC, and we just and so I want to set it up so that we could actually work with them.
Sounds good.
All right, let's chat.
This week is like a beginning of this program, and we'll allow at least a week or more for everyone to show their interest.
And Ganesha, just an update on kind of like timelines. Can you? So
Sure,
this
sure.
this is going to go out tomorrow, and what's next?
Let me see. 1 second. Yeah, I updated the timeline in the Notion page. Yeah, we're allowing like 1 week at least for people to show interest and for us to get some idea on like how many vaults we'll have, because this is going to be a permissionless for vaults to participate. So we'll allow 1 week at least. And then the optimization is at least like we're almost done. Probably 1-2 days to test out everything and send this to the audit firm. But audit firm may take like 1-2 weeks. So that's going to be like towards the end of this month, when we should be ready. Both the vault program, vault participation, and also this part should be ready by then. So I'm targeting this day, this week of Jan 31st, Feb 7th.
First week of Feb.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Actually, I still have one more question. Sorry, finish. So for the incentive, I see the incentive for the vault program, but I didn't see any incentive program plan for the people to bridge the one BTC, right? So we need to have enough incentivized for people to bridge their BTC over to Harmony. So do you have any plan for that?
Yeah, I think Peter probably can answer that. We have some pools created and farming opportunities in Sushi. We are working with other partners as well. Probably this is the best time for Peter to see if we can get some more launch partners. Yeah, apart from that, for users, we may also have some airdrops in the future. Like when we have some launch of
and what we need a lending protocol to use the one BTC as the collateral, so get the stable coin, so that they can use the stable coin for anything to participate. Anyway, I think that would be the most of the even WBTC people use it for the collateral compound or MakerDAO, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions for BTC Bridge? Okay. So Ganesh, you'll send this document out when it's ready.
Sure.
Okay. Any other product updates? RJ, I know you've been busy. Any worthwhile announcements?
So on the cross-shard smart contract transaction last week, we have a couple more rounds of email communication. Definitely making good progress on the design iterations. but we haven't like finalized yet, but getting close. On the staking derivative, there's a lot of good progress on the staking precompile. So the Bounty Hunter already finished the implementation of the 3 major features for staking, like delegate, undelegate, and collect reward in the smart contract level, which means anyone can just directly do staking through a smart contract without sending the specialized staking transaction. And that basically means that any MetaMask user can do staking. So on that part, we done more round of the code review, and he finished all the comments and added lots of tests. So that's looking pretty good. And also, I think also Ganesh and other people already started testing it in LocalNet. And we're planning to push it to testnet within 2 days so that we can have a more thorough testing. And later on, if there's no problem, we're gonna plan for a mainnet release. So that feature could be enabled on the mainnet within January. Yeah, of course, last week there's lots of network like fixing improvement. We have relimiting on the RPC level, also relimiting based on IP implemented, and that feature is being tested. We're also planning to talk with Cloudflare to deter any spamming traffic to our RPC nodes, which we definitely see lots of just like spamming traffic from bots on the RPC calls. On the network level, we definitely add a lot of improvement to the view change protocol, to the consensus protocol, especially on the P2P level. We fine-tune the parameter for message broadcasting, which made the network traffic throughout the validator committee more efficient and less traffic and more stable. I think throughout last week, kind of fighting with the spam traffic, we definitely getting much more stronger, both on the RPC level and on the validator node level. Yeah, lots of good progress last week.
Excellent. Thanks, RJ. Any other product updates? Okay. And finally, just a quick update on DAOs, DAO proposals, DAO operations team. Sam, take it away.
Well, first off, Mikey, raise your hand. Where are you? So Mikey has joined us as a contributor to help out with the DAO operations. And so he has been helping a lot with messaging some of the decisions and conversations that we've been having in a stand-up DAO operations call every day. So Giv is on that with me. I'm on it. Mikey's on it. And Matty, where are you? Oh, Matty's camera's turned off right now. So first off, Mikey, welcome to the team. Everybody give him a round of hello.
Please. Thank you. Thank you. You're too kind.
Now, one of the things he's been helping us do is get unstuck from kind of the backlog of DAO funding requests that have come in. And he's also working on doing a retrospective report of all of the requests that have called themselves DAOs that have come into the grant process. One of the things that we're finding is everybody likes to slap DAO on their proposal, even though if it's not a DAO, they want to call it a DAO. Much like, a couple of years ago, everybody wanted to call everything blockchain, even if it had nothing to do with blockchain. I remember the iced tea that became blockchain iced tea. So we've been getting through those and we're doing it actually in really good shape. There are a lot that have been approved in the last couple of days that will be funded this week as we finalize the details. And also several that were like, hey, this is a great idea, but this is definitely not a DAO. So look at this as a launch or an investment. So that's coming together. Let's see, anything else on top of mind, Giv, Mikey? Mikey, why don't you say a few words? Tell us just a few ideas about why you're here and why you want to be involved in DAOs.
Yeah, no, I'd love to. I mean, DAOs have become an obsession of mine. And, you know, I'm grateful to Gib and Sam for giving me the opportunity, as well as Harmony for allowing me to help facilitate and sort of help scale DAO formation on Harmony. You know, the biggest thing that I've noticed on the other side of, you know, trying to create a DAO, forming a DAO, and also being in a DAO, you know, just communication, organization, not necessarily from Harmony to DAOs, but also just DAOs in general. I want to make sure that DAOs are set up for success from the moment of inception to creation and to operation. And that's what I'm working on. And as Sam said, you know, we have these DAO ops stand-ups every morning, which is great. And so far, we're just kind of getting to the backlog, like Sam said. Eventually, though, I hope to just, instead of just getting to the backlog, I hope to get in front of sort of obstacles. And, you know, DAO tooling is especially something that I'm very, concerned's not the right word, but very on top of. I'm really looking forward to just helping DAOs create the best of their ability. You know, how do we help DAOs on Harmony? And that's what I'm hoping to accomplish.
Great, thanks, Mikey. So 2 things that you guys should all be aware of. Very shortly, you guys will all receive a copy of the Manifest DAO, which is my learning of what we have experienced over the last couple of months. There are 2 things that I just wanted to flag in the Manifest DAO from an organizational perspective that I've seen would be helpful regarding how things are organized. Number 1, let's think about the individual themselves. Individuals, as they come into a DAO, they all need 3 different things. They need a job, they need a friend, and they need to participate. They need to show up on a regular basis, right? They need to be able to be there and hear what the DAO is doing. Now, that is simple from a theoretical perspective, but now let's talk about how the DAOs themselves can help that. And that's where I would recommend that as DAOs get started, they organize into 5 different teams, right? The first 3 teams are very easy. Those are the teams that focus on each of the 3 mandates. The 4th team is also easy. We should have a lead governor that is, for lack of a better term, the guy or girl who makes the trains run on time, and they select 2 other people. It can be members of the governors, or it can be just part of the members of the DAO that help them execute what's happening on an ongoing basis, on a regular basis. The third part, and this I'm borrowing a term from a different organization, we need a fellowship committee in all of the DAOs. These are the people that welcome newbies into the DAO, teach them how to DAO, so to speak, make sure they have a friend, make sure that they have a job. It's the people that are responsible for onboarding or fellowshipping these individuals. So those are 2 of the big kind of organizational changes that we're going to recommend going forward in the Manifest DAO. I will say that this is all recommendation. DAOs do not really work well with top-down governance. They really work well with bottom-up kind of facilitation. So there you go. Just a couple little insights that you'll see coming out of the Manifest DAO shortly.
Awesome. Thank you, Sam. Thanks, Mikey. If there is there anything else before we go to breakout rooms? Any other announcements?
So last week there was a NFT It's Global Hackathon. So Harmony also sponsored that. So I did a workshop, and also we picked a few winners who submit to the Harmony track. So there are some good interesting projects, and NFT project, and also infrastructure and tool. So I think we should follow up with those winners of the Harmony track. And we may also invite them to the Denver as well. Some of the team already, the product been developed for quite some time. So I think we may also consider to give them a grant to launch on Harmony.
One other thing I'd flag, actually, sorry for jumping in really quick, Giv.
Okay.
For ETH Denver, Leo reminded me of this. We want to have core team members holding workshops on a fairly regular basis. So I know that we're going to have an official one at the castle that we're going to do, but also I want to be able to have dates throughout the week, throughout Build Week, over at the hotel that we're going to be at, where all of our scholars are going to be, or at our hub. I want to make sure that we have technical support and mentors and workshops on a regular basis. So anybody who's technical, as soon as you know when you're coming to Denver, please let me know so we can put you on the schedule about when you're going to be doing a workshop or hold open office hours or something like that.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Anything else? Okay. Have a great week. I'll speak to you all soon.